Hi babes, welcome back to another natural hair video. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, what's up babe? Welcome back. Today we'll be talking about certain things that you are doing that you may not even know is causing damage to your hair. So the first thing we are talking about today is lack of moisture. Listen babes, if you have a hair as mine, this type of hair, natural hair, virgin hair, you need to understand that your hair thrives on moisture. Natural hair needs moisture to maintain its health and elasticity, right? So if you don't lock in moisture in your hair, you are preventing your hair from growing. You are damaging your hair. When your hair is so brittle and dry, that means it needs moisture. That means you're not locking in enough moisture. You should have a moisture routine that you do that would help your hair thrive. I normally do the LCO method, which is liquid, oil, and cream. So you put in any liquid you want to put into your hair. I normally use water, but now I use rosemary tea to do my moisture routine. All right, and I can see what it's doing for me. I can see how that is helping my hair. If you've been on this channel for some time now, you should know that I've been trying to retain some length, and I've just discovered this rosemary and clove stuffs, and I've been trying them on my hair. They're on the page, go check them out. But right now I use rosemary as the liquid to moisturize my hair. I spray that into my hair. I go in with any hair oil you have. You can go in with any hair oil you have. I go in with olive oil, and then I go in with a cream, a hair cream, to lock in the moisture, and that takes me for at least 5 days before I have to do that again. So always make sure you are locking in moisture in your hair, otherwise you are damaging your hair. Don't allow the moisture to finish from your hair before you do your moisture routine again. Your hair is always talking to you, so always listen. When you touch your hair and it feels super dry and brittle, then know that you have to put in some moisture in there to help your hair thrive. Remember, our hair thrives on moisture. So if you are neglecting to moisturize your hair regularly, your hair is going to end up breaking or getting dry, and we don't want that. If your hair is breaking, you're not going to retain any length. That's why it seems like black women can't grow long hair. It's because of the breakage. So if you know how to manage your breakage, then you will grow long hair. Before we continue with this video, why don't you hit the subscribe button? If you are into natural hair content, wig content, then this is definitely the place for you. Like this video so YouTube recommend this video to people who need it, and leave a comment down below so I know this video has been helpful to you. Thank you so much. Now let's go on. The second point is improper detangling. Now with this, everybody have their own detangling routine that they do, right? If you don't have that, you should find what works best for you. Now, I'm not a big fan of combs. I used to use combs and I couldn't detangle my hair properly. Again, if you've been on the channel, you should know that I don't like combs. So I do finger detangling. Know that if you are not taking your time to detangle your hair, let me tell you something for free. Detangling our hair is the biggest part of your hair growth journey. So if you don't detangle your hair properly, or you are roughly detangling your hair, you are going to be losing a whole lot of hair. Even if you do protective styles and you don't detangle your hair properly, you are going to lose all that growth. You will lose all that growth that you were able to retain during your protective style process. Okay, if you haven't watched, you can go check out my video where I was taking down my mini twist. I showed how you can take down your protective styles properly so you don't lose all the growth you have retained. So you can go check it out right after you finish watching this one. So if you are into tools, use tools in detangling your hair. That's a detangling brush, comb, and all of that. You need to take your time to detangle your hair, otherwise you are going to be breaking off all the growth you have accumulated. Not only that, you are going to experience a lot of breakage, which is going to end up in you have a lot of split ends if you don't detangle your hair properly. I still suffer from that, and I need to also be more gentle with my hair. Just be more gentle, because our hair needs a lot of patience. Our hair is not straight. Get that into your head. Your hair is not straight. Its natural nature is to curl around each other, okay? So you straighten your hair or you stretch your hair out, the moment water touches it, it goes back to its natural form, because that is what it does. It's natural. The moment you understand that, you will know that your hair is not supposed to behave like a straight hair. Curly hair is different and very beautiful. So take your time in your detangling process. Do not keep pulling your hair too much. When you are using a detangling brush, you need to do it from the bottom to the roots. You take it slowly from the bottom to the roots, or a comb, just going from the bottom to the roots. Don't just try to force comb through it, because you're going to tear a whole lot of hair with the brush. So if you can, go in with your fingers first, finger detangle, and you can find the knots with your hands when you are finger detangling. That's why I like finger detangling. You will take down the knot slowly. It's not that your hair is still not going to break, it will break, but when you find the knot with your hands, it's easier to do that rather than using a comb or a brush. It's going to tear it through. It's not going to take the knot off, it's going to force the knot out. All right, but if you use your hand, you could use your hand to go in strands by strands to take off the knots, and that also helps. Number 3 on my list is tight hairstyles. Pulling your hair tightly into styles like braids, ponytails, or buns. When you pull your hair tightly into such styles, it causes stress on your hair strands, which in the end leads down to breakage. So when you do your ponytails, make sure you are light on your hair strands. Don't pull your hair too tight. I'm not saying your ponytails should be super loose. You can do it, but when you tighten your hair so much, even you feel it, you feel the pain, especially braids. You can reduce the stress a little bit. Don't let the stylist or yourself tighten the braids too much. They could loosen the roots of the braids, so it's not too tight, because it's going to end up breaking your hair, and we don't want that. Okay, we don't want anything that is damaging our hair. So be light-handed when you do your ponytails, you do your braids, you do your buns. Make sure you are light-handed with such styles. Do you know that our hair also goes through stress? Stress from styling, from products, and so many things that our hair gets stressed from. So just be kind to your hair. Have your hair and pay attention to your hair, because like I say, your hair is always speaking to you. You just have to listen, okay? Listen to your hair. Point 4 is rough towel drying. When you wash your hair and you want to dry it with a towel, if you're using a towel, make sure you are not rubbing it, okay? Rub your hair vigorously like this to dry it off, because that is going to cause friction, breakage, and freeze, and we don't want that. So if you are using a towel, use it to pat your hair, okay? Just squeeze it in. Don't vigorously try to dry your hair, because you're going to cause breakage. Point number 5, overwashing your hair. Do you know that washing your hair too frequently strips away its natural oils, leading to dryness and freeze? Look, don't follow everybody's routine, okay? Find what works for you. I know people are on here saying they wash their hair every week or 2 weeks. I do wash my hair in 2 weeks, so I'm also here. I say I wash my hair in 2 weeks, and I do wash my hair every 2 weeks, because that is what works for me. If I do have my hair in protective style, then I'm gonna keep that protective style on for at least 3 weeks or 1 month, okay? Then that means I'm gonna have to wash my hair in 1 month when I have a protective style, or in 3 weeks when I have a protective style on, and that varies for me. okay? But if I have too much products in my hair and I feel like my hair has been through a little bit of stress, then I'm gonna have to go back to my normal routine, which is 2 weeks of washing my hair. So find which regimen works for you. I don't think washing your hair every week is okay, but if that works for you, fine, you can keep doing that. But if you wash your hair too frequently, you're going to strip away its natural oils, and we don't want that. So don't wash your hair too frequently. I'm not saying don't wash your hair. Point 6, harsh shampoos. Okay, about that. Shampoos containing sulfates can be too drying for natural hair, which causes natural hair to become brittle and prone to breakage. Okay, so me, I don't use sulfate free shampoos. Some people say it gives them some sleep to their hair, so it helps them manage their hair properly, but it's going to make your hair brittle. I understand why some people do use it, because they use it in the shower. They go in with the sulfate free conditioners, and I think that works for some people, but it doesn't work for me. My hair is low porosity, very reluctant to absorb products or water, and super fast to dry off. Okay, so I am not in support of using sulfate products in my hair. I will not do that. If it works for you, fine, but if you have low porosity and you feel like your hair dries out real quick, then you shouldn't be using something that will also make your hair brittle. Point 7, heating tools. Flat irons, curling irons, blow dryers can cause damage and breakage to your natural hair. Now, I'm not saying don't use it. I use blow dryer on my hair, okay? But you have to use it on the low settings, okay? Or protect your hair. Use heat protectant. Make sure you don't do it often, because if you do it often, you're going to be suffering from heat damage. I don't want to stretch your hair. There are different ways to stretch your hair aside using heat. If you want to use heat to stretch your hair, I'm not saying I'm against that. If you feel that you have to use it, then minimize the number of time you use it, because too much heat is definitely going to damage your hair. When you damage your hair, there is nothing you can do. You will have to cut it off and start all over again. So keep that in mind. My last point is chemical relaxers. Chemical relaxers contain harsh chemicals that can weaken your hair and irritate your scalp. Okay, it causes scalp irritation. So if you are using relaxers in your natural hair, watch out. Before I started taking care of my natural hair, I remember using a relaxer and I suffered from damage. Okay, so get that before you use a relaxer in your hair, or if you're using a relaxer in your hair, know that it's not going to help your hair thrive if your hair is natural. I understand that some people do this from time to time to texturize their hair because they can't deal with all of this. Yeah, this is a whole job, okay? This hair is 9 to 5. So yeah, I understand that, but just be careful on what you're putting in your natural hair so you don't damage your hair and starting all over again. You're going to lose all this growth and start all over again. I think that is a motivation not to do things that will damage your hair. That'll be all for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you on my next one. Bye, babes.